Good afternoon. Good afternoon, kings and queens of the land. Good afternoon, the royals. Good afternoon, the liberated zones of Africa. Good afternoon to Burkina Faso. Good afternoon to Mali. Good afternoon to Niger. Burkina Faso under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traore. Mali under the leadership of President Asim Goita and President Tian under the leadership of, Niger under the leadership of President Tian. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to KZN, the liberated zone in South Africa. I always suffer sabotage on the internet, when my always when I go online or when I go live, let me say when I go live, uh, I have an internet problem every time. Every time I try to go live, I first have an internet problem. Like now, I can see I've got a little problem with my internet. Good afternoon to KZN under the leadership of President uh, Jacob Kelehlekisa Zuma, whom I call the supreme leader of black people. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mngonum Konto. This is the Royal Opinion. Thank you very much for joining and listening to us. Today we are talking about the reason why took South Africa took Israel to the International Court of Justice for violating or for committing genocide in Israel. That's the topic that we're talking about this today. President Ibrahim Traore has, has announced a project to create forest in Burkina Faso. Let's remember the colonizers have said Burkina Faso is a desert. There's nothing that can be planted in Burkina Faso. Now the president of Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traore, has uh, uh, took up a project to create forest, but not just forest, to create forest using natural herbs or indigenous herbs of the land, so that they can heal themselves, so that Africa can heal itself. President, I need to talk about the reason why President Cyril Ramaphosa took the Israel. Those who don't know, if you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about, South Africa has taken to the International Criminal Court what Israel is doing in Palestine, committing genocide, massacring people, cleansing them, ethnic cleansing people them. This is what they call it, ethnic cleansing. The white people call it ethnic cleansing. How they do it is when they come in a particular country where they want to settle permanently, they eliminate everybody who is indigenous to the land. The white people have committed genocide in America to the indigenous black people who were found in America when the white people went to America. Genocide was committed, ethnic cleansing has been done. This is done so that there's nobody who can come and claim the land after they have settled. They have in Australia, they have committed the same genocide when went to Australia, uh, kill all the indigenous black people who were found in Australia, because everywhere where they thought they should settle, they thought first we need to destroy everybody, we need to remove everybody. Fala kwala. So they have been, this is the strategy that they have been using. In Namibia, they also committed, the Germans also committed genocide in Namibia, because Namibia is one of the regions which the white people, the German people, wanted to settle. They have committed a genocide called ethnic cleansing. In South Africa, because they wanted to settle in Cape Town, they have committed a genocide in Cape Town, in South Africa. When they wanted to settle in Cape Town, there were people called they called them the Bushmen, so that they are not, they are below human. They call them Bushmen, so that in our imagination they were below human. That's why they had to be killed, all of them. So white people, when they went to Cape Town and find the Bushmen, they committed a genocide and killed all the black people they found in Cape Town in order to settle in Cape Town as their colony. So ethnic cleansing is what white people have been doing throughout Africa, different places and different. This group of Europeans, the colonizers, they were working together. Whenever the strategy is working, they would inform each other about the new strategy and the tactics that they have developed in order to uh, kill people. Kosana Fulani joining us there. Good afternoon to the Royal Opinion family. I am glad I'm able to catch the live today. You catching it well in time. You are well in time, sir. You got it right, well in time. But today we are talking about the reason why South Africa went to the International Court of Justice. And the reason we're talking about this issue is precisely because the reason why they did it is still uh, ongoing. The reason why they did it, they are still processing their issues. It's still ongoing. It's still something that will still happen in South Africa. It's still something that's coming for black people in South Africa. So I wanted to, that is the reason why I talk about why did Ronald Lamola, or why did South Africa went to the when I say Ronald Lamola, I mean Naledi Pando, who was the one in the position. South Africa went to the International Court of Justice against Israel for the court to declare that Israel is committing genocide in Palestine. Uh, Israel has been committing genocide in Palestine since 1938. 1988 is the year in which the British Queen decided to form the State of Israel together with the Rothschild family. They decided to form the State of Israel. They wanted the land where they can form the State of Israel. One of the people don't know, one of the lands which were considered by these crazy people, the British, was Uganda. Uganda was one area which was identified by white people to become Israel, to establish the state of Israel in Uganda. But then um, the Palestine in the Middle East is one strategic place because America wanted oil in the region. They wanted to destabilize them Islamic region. They wanted to destabilize that area, and they wanted for a base. They wanted uh, where they can put their armies in that region. So the Americans chose to put the state of Israel in Palestine. Palestine had people when they decided that this is Israel. There were people who were staying there. British people and the Rothschild family decided to create to get people to go and create the state of uh, Israel in a Palestinian land. That's why there has been a conflict. So South Africa have decided, um, some may say rightfully so, to go to the International Criminal Court to expose Israel for what it's doing in Palestine, which nobody who's got sense in his head can actually say um, it makes sense. Everybody would say the state of Israel is committing genocide. But besides the fact that the state of Israel is committing genocide, genocide has been committed in Africa many, many times. Uh, many times, genocide has been committed in Africa. Uh, the British, when they came to South Africa to colonize South Africa, I say they committed genocide. They eliminated all the people they found in Cape Town. They killed all of them so that the people there there would be no one to claim the land in Cape Town when white people come to settle. That's why even today, white people have settled in Cape Town and they rule Cape Town. They have been ruling Cape Town since 1652, since they came in here in South Africa and eliminated the indigenous people committing genocide there. Apartheid itself was a genocide against black people. The last genocide that was committed by white people in South Africa was the Bambata uprising. White people committed genocide in South Africa. the British people or the British Queen has committed genocide in South Africa. Um, eh, the ANC government or President Ramaphosa have never called for justice for what the British has done to the black South Africans. President Ramaphosa has never taken the British government to court against the genocide that they have committed against South Africans. President Ramaphosa have never seek justice for victims of apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid have killed lots of people. One criminal of apartheid was released now from prison. The one who killed Chris Hani was just released from prison by the government of President Ramaphosa. President Ramaphosa as government, with the involvement of President Ramaphosa, they say, has also committed a massacre in Marikana. President Ramaphosa has never called for justice for the people of Marikana. Genocide is being committed at the moment in South African mine, where Zamazamas are trapped inside those mines and just killed. Genocide is being committed at the moment as we speak in Mozambique uh, by South African armies in conjunction with the Rwandan armies. It's being committed. President Ramaphosa has never called for all of those victims to receive justice. President Ramaphosa did not call for the Marikana people to receive justice. He said he promised Winnie Mandela that he was gonna visit the people of the widows of Marikana and apologize. He has never went to the widows of Marikana after killing their husbands. He has never seek justice for them. So the love of justice is not the reason why South Africa took uh, Israel to the International Criminal Court. We take that reason out because we've logically analyzed that President Ramaphosa is incapable, or the South African government, led by black people, is incapable of feeling for people who are murdered or who are being done wrong, who are seeking justice. They failed to show any mercy on such people. But they have went to the ICJ to say Israel is committing genocide against Palestine. What would be the reason? Because South African president or South African government is not concerned about genocides, and is not concerned about justice for victims who are killed by apartheid or people who are killed by the system. In 2021, recently, the police killed about 400 people in KZN in the uprising against the arrest of President Zuma. If South African government or President Ramaphosa cares about life, he would first seek for justice for those people who were killed by during that time. He would first seek justice for the families who lost their people during that time because they were innocent. They did not do anything wrong to anybody. So President Ramaphosa and the current ANC government does not feel or does not want or is not concerned about genocide or the killing of people, we can say. More than more than 600,000 people were killed in Nigeria in 2024 alone. More than 1 million people were killed in southern Sudan in the past 5 years. Everybody knows. The Congo is one example. The government of Congo has taken April to court for uh, sponsoring violence in the Congo so that they can mine the cobalt, the lithium, which they use for the new electronics. The solar electronics need, solar need lithium. Solar batteries need lithium. So we know exactly who has been sponsoring wars across Africa. South African government have never shown any mercy, have never went to any international court to talk about the DRC, have never passed any legislation in parliament about the DRC except sending the South African soldiers to the DRC in conjunction with the UN peacekeeping mission, and of which we know what the peacekeeping mission does in the DRC or everywhere it appears. They only police the areas where the companies are mining. They protect the areas where the Zamazamas are mining or the slaves that they are sponsoring by guns are mining. And they take the minerals to process in their countries while sponsoring terror and violence with Africans. We know that the American government sponsored such kind of activities across the world. We know that the American government does sponsor terrorism. We know that the European does sponsor terrorism. The South African government has never taken the American government or the British government to the International Criminal Court for killing millions and millions of Congolese. The South African government has never taken the American or Belgium or France for creating conflict in Rwanda, for creating conflict in Sudan. But they deemed it amazingly. They have deemed it fit to go to the international court for Palestine. They see it's necessary. It's not necessary for the Marikana victims to be compensated or for the Marikana victims to receive justice. That's not necessary. It's not necessary for the people who were massacred in KZN after the uprising of when they kidnapped President Zuma to prison. When they kidnap him to imprison him for no reason. When they wanted to suppress that uprising, they killed a lot of people. It's not necessary for those people to receive justice. They think the people of Palestine are the ones who are supposed to receive justice according to the South African government or the government of Ramaphosa. So, but what would be influencing President Ramaphosa to go to the International Criminal Court? This is the reason. Now, let me reveal the actual reason why he went to the International Criminal Court. Remember, South African took the case to the International Court on the 29th of December 2023. The reason they took the case to the ICJ was to create a fake conflict with America, to fake a conflict between South Africa and America. President Ramaphosa went to the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, to fake a strain in relation between America and South Africa, to fake a, a strained relationship between South Africa and Israel. South Africa is run by Israel. South Africa is run by Israel. And South Africa is run by the Americans. The ICJ is also run by the same people. They wouldn't in any way found Israel guilty of any genocide because they control all of those things. They control the international courts. They control everything. It's in their hands. And the reason they want to fake a conflict between South Africa and America is because they were afraid about the election that the MK party may take over in the 2024 elections. And when the MK party takes over in the 2024 elections, they may not have the army to attack. They may not have enough personnel in the army or they may not have favors in the army, because it is said half of the army comes from KwaZulu Natal. Half of the people in the army comes from KwaZulu Natal. So they are afraid that half of the army, South African army, may be going with President Zuma. So because they were afraid of that, they were afraid that President Zuma may use that to his advantage when it comes to the revolution or revolting. They wanted to occupy South Africa at will, uh, using that conflict. They wanted to isolate South Africa using that conflict as a reason why they invade South Africa. The reason I'm talking about this, it's because they are still planning to invade South Africa should MK party takes over. They are still planning to invade South Africa should their armies here disappoint them. They know President Zuma is highly intelligent. President Zuma is highly convincing to black people. And President Zuma is one person who can sit down with anyone and talk to anyone. So they are afraid of his convincing powers and his level of intelligence. So they are preparing their own armies to invade South Africa in a case where the MK party seems to be taking over power. First, they will threaten to, they're already threatening to, there's already suggestions that threatens to withdraw South Africa from ALGOA, this relationship between America and African countries. I think it's about 13 countries, 13 African countries which are part of this agreement. They give Americans right to mine the minerals, while Americans give businesses in Africa right to sell without being taxed. But who are the businesses who are selling to America in South Africa? The businesses who are selling to America in South Africa are the farmers, the white farmers. It's not black people. It's not benefiting black people. Africa Unite now says, I got much respect for you, my brother. Thank you very much. I also have much respect for you for watching. Much respect for you. Let me let me mention one thing. The way I appear is intentional. The way I appear is intentional. I left my hair like this so that I can tell it's a statement to the next generation that the black man did exist in his original form in the 21st century. A black man, not a nyaupe, a black person who let his own hair grow existed in the 21st century. These videos will be the evidence that we did exist in our original form. It's very difficult to find a black man in his original form. I'm not even talking about the black woman. The black woman is no more available. It's only a white doll. We only see white dolls and Indian yellow dolls, I would say. There's the black woman is no more available in Africa. We see these ones, animals with these big nails, animals with these big eyelashes animals with this terrible hair which they buy. I don't know. Let me not even go there because that's not what I'm talking about. But I wanted to say, uh, much respect to you, Africa Unite, because it's not easy to watch me. It's not easy to sit and listen. The reason it's not easy is because there's a lot of, I would say, red tape or cultural barriers, let me say, cultural barriers that exist between you and watching me. Between many people and watching me, there's a lot of cultural barriers that I have created intentional. Those who believe that I should appear wearing a tie, a shirt, will not be able to watch me. Those who believe I should have a bold hair, bald hair in order to talk sense, they will not be able to watch me. Only those who will cross those barriers that are going to be able to watch me. Africa Unite, you are one of those who have broken the barriers and are able to watch me. Thank you very much, Queen Cynthia Malope, joining there. Thank you, Booty. This concerned me. I struggle to understand this move. Yes, I know a lot of people are struggling to understand that kind of move. Why would Ramaphosa uh, uh, go against the West? It's not even about. It's actually a powerful strategy that they are using to in order to invade South Africa. South Africa will be invaded. South Africa is a very powerful country. South Africa is a very rich country. And because of its money, its resources, white people will not allow President Zuma and some few black people to take over this country. They will invade this country. They will fight to the, let me not say to what extent are they going to fight? But I'm telling you, there will be serious fights that will be happening. If black people are not ready to fight, or black people are not ready to be alienated, to be pushed to the edge, relax and forget about the land. You will own nothing and be happy. Queen Precious saying animals manje. I don't understand what animal what are you talking about there, Queen? Please let me know. I don't really find. I'm not following the statement there. Is it something related to something I said, or I see you are laughing, but I don't understand what is there, why you are laughing. So click the like button and subscribe if you find yourself in this channel by any luck and you are able to listen to me. Click the like button and subscribe. If you've been listening for the past 10 minutes, click the like button and subscribe because you are already hooked. You just need to subscribe. So let me follow my trail of thoughts. The sellout, President Ramaphosa is a sellout of note. He's a robot created by Europe in order to lead their neo-colonial project in South Africa. He is never going to go against the Americans or against the British Queen. It's impossible for him to do that. He does not have the strength to stand against those people. He can have the strength to stand against me and you because he's got the backing of those people. But if he did not have the backing of those people, he wouldn't even have the strength to stand against me and you. So he got a strength to stand against you and me because of the backing of the British and the Americans. All he knows is being a spy. All of his life, he has been created to lead black people for the sake of white people. President Ramaphosa is just a creation. He's not the only man. I mean, we can duplicate. We've got President Ruto, who looks more like President Ramaphosa. And it is said that President Ramaphosa comes from Kenya in actual fact. President Ruto from Kenya, who is a robot as well. It's impossible for him to make any decision. Nana, president of the outgoing president of Ghana, it's impossible for him to make any decision, any pro African or pro Pan Africanist decision. The president of Ghana, Ghana became the first nation in Africa to open for all Africans to go to Ghana without visa. We congratulate Ghana and President Nana. Is it Nana Agufo or the outgoing president, who wants to act as a Pan-Africanist when he has to go out of power. And the reason why they allow for, I am for the unity of Africa. I want Africa to unite. I want Africa to become one. But the manipulation of Europe may take over that project because these people, all they know is manipulation. So they may manipulate Africans to take over that project. They actually have manipulated Africans to take over that project. The reason they open, Ghana becomes the first nation to open for foreigners. Remember, this strategy has been repeated many times, guys. This is a reinstallment of the colonial project, what we're talking about here. The displacement of people from one area to another in order for those areas that they want staff from, in order for people from those areas to move out of. Queen Cynthia Malope says, I think she's referring to the woman who are no more appearing natural. When you mentioned nails and eyelashes, you did mention animals. Yes, I actually mentioned animals because sometimes when I look at those people, I don't see the I see some level of being animalistic there. Some other things that we don't know. That's why I say animals. I can't define it as a human being. If they, look at them after painting the face with all those chemicals, and then like how they feel like they are so beautiful, but they are the most ugliest at that time. But they feel like they are the most beautiful at that moment, because the colonial project has made them to feel like that. No, thank you very much for clarifying that one, Queen Cynthia. I just read your statement and I find it funny, and I think Queen Precious exactly was referring to that. So let me read the other message again. It's truly ironic that a Western puppet would go against his owners unless it's a plan to blind those who are ignorant, like those who still support the sellout president. Actually, not my president. All of these moves are designed to mislead people. All of this move, it gives Ramaphosa a good name, and it confuses some other people who are already confused. There are other children, the misled children of the land, the confused, the converted children of South Africa, the drugged, the one who's been turned into alcoholic, the confused South African child. This message is targeted to mislead those children who are now in majority. The people who have been misled are now in majority. The people who have mistaught, who have been mistaught, are now in majority. The people who have been miscultured have become the majority. The people whom their ethics have been destroyed has become majority. And this message, the fooling or the theater, is meant for to create confusion for all of those people. This channel is created precisely to debug such kind of behaviors and to receive the interpretation from the ether, to receive the interpretation from the logic, and to interpret for those children who have long been misled by the propagandist, by the media, by the beast himself, by the witches who came to steal and destroy. So this channel is meant to talk to that African who can still listen. This is to talk and to alert that African who want the real knowledge. I recently spoke about the fact that in 2025 they will bring back uh, the biological weapon of war, the corona. I spoke about it, I think 2 weeks, is it a week or 2 weeks back? Now there is an outbreak in China. I said they will start in the China and Europe to eliminate the old population there. I spoke about it. Now there's an outbreak in China, which is said to be the same as COVID 19, which would come to eliminate the old population, which is giving China problems now because the balance between the young people and the old are no more there because of their one child policy, which they have created in China in order to eliminate the population of China. Elon Musk have tweeted uh, some few days, is it yesterday, that Singapore is going extinct. So the people of Singapore are going to go extinct because the birth rate of Singapore has fallen below one child per family, caused by the system, the systematic reduction of populations, the misleading of people that China will come to Africa only for friendship. China will not come only for friendship. China is coming to take in Africa. Europe, when they came at the start, they tried to act like friends. And then when some Africans get used to them, President Zuma normally say ukuthi wangijikela njengetshwala esiswini. Abelungu basijikela njengetshwala esiswini. NamaChina nawo bazosijikela njengetshwala esiswini. They are going to repossess the assets. They are going to choose leaders for us who are going to be friendly to them if the projects are concluding and the wealth is remaining in Africa. You know, I'm talking about uh, powerful things, powerful topics. These truths are hidden to an average man. The average person will not be able to um, derive anything from what I'm saying. It would not make any sense. That's why I first have to put that cultural barrier so that the people who will come are the people who will at least be able to hear. Because if I open for everybody to come, then I will be busy arguing with people about the issues that are clear for everybody to see. I predicted, I've got evidence. I predicted that the Democratic Alliance is going to form a government with the ANC before the elections. I predicted that the Democratic Alliance is going to get 21% in the election. I predicted perfectly that the EFF is going to get 9% and it will get dismantled. I also predicted that the IFP is going to dwindle and die. In my previous videos. If you don't believe, Go and check my previous videos, especially the videos you will see before the elections. You will see a lot of the things that I say there. Some have already happened, some are still in the process to happen. Most of the things that I have said are already have happened. Not that I am a prophet, but I am a man who follow logic and who is able to derive truth from logic. I'm a man who is able to listen and derive sense from logic and then receive the meaning and the revelation from the ether, because this information is available for anyone to access. They will not tell you their plans as clear as you would like them to tell you, but they always give you their plans. Give us your opinion about the topic that we are talking about today. Click the like button and subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. President Ramaphosa is a hypocrite, and President Ramaphosa does not have um, uh, the balls to stand up against his masters. He's a little boy for his masters, but for us, he's a lion. He can take you to jail anytime. He took President Zuma to jail for no reason. So anybody can go to jail at any given time, and he can eliminate you. He can make you disappear because he's got the backing of his masters. So it's impossible for him to fight against Israel. Israel controls South Africa. Israel controls America, because Israel was created by America and the British. A family, a Rothschild family, and the British Queen sat down to establish the state of Israel in 1938. They went to stole the Palestinian land to give to some group of people that they took and called them the Israelites, and created a state out of them, an apartheid state which had created suffering for the people who were the indigenous people of the land, just like they have always done everywhere in the world. These people are very corrupt. We actually need a new African who will see through their plan and stop them right there before they implement their plan. Most of the people are supportive of their plan because they don't know these people are planning evil against us. That's how kind Africans are. Most Africans don't know that these people are planning evil against us. And they doubt us who talk like this. They think this is craziness. They even get angry at us. Thank you very much for everybody to everybody for joining this live session. My name is Mgonim Konto, and this is the Royal Opinion. where we analyze issues better than the SABC, the propagandists in the SABC, in the name of political analysts, the professors who are in the payroll of politicians pretending like they can analyze politics while they are actually bought by the politicians or their public relations officers of the politicians, pushing propaganda and misleading black people in the SABC and in the E News channel, also in the Eyewitness News, in all those propagandist media houses. At the Royal Opinion, we only give the truth and only the truth. Please give us your opinion. This will be the end of the live stream. Thank you very much for sitting around, and thank you very much for watching up to this far. Uh, I've got a lot of things to say. I just feel for you listening. That's why I stop. There's a lot of things that I can say about what these people are doing, and I don't write anywhere. I'm able to prepare, and then after preparing, and I'm able to do my presentation without reading anything or checking anything. It's possible without referring anywhere. I'm able to do a 1 hour presentation or even more. So I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. Enjoy your day.